Hello, BR549 here, and I was doing the Yolk experiment and just wanted to run this by you guys. This is my circuit that I'm using. It's just push-pull driver. I'm driving my Yolk with it, and I'm driving the push-pull, running the push-pull driver with the frequency generator through an inverting and non-inverting outputs, so I get the flip-flop back and forth. And this is my setup, the board, the inverter board. I've got a couple snubbers here which are just a resistor, 220 ohm resistor, and or 250 ohm and 220 picofarad capacitor in series. So I have my Geiger counter over here, and this is my Yolk, and it's just wound like Ruslan wound his. I've got my oscilloscope through my high voltage lead on the 3-turn output. I've got a ground on one side, and which I don't really need for this effect. And I have, let's see if we can get it so you can see everything. That's my scope. I have my output of my frequency generator, which is at 3K right now, going to my scope, and also feeding my little flip-flop circuit here, inverter circuit. So what I found, switch on the power supply, which is at about 14 volts, and I'm going to switch on Geiger counter, battery test, battery's good. Okay, so what I found is at a very specific frequency, in this case 3 kilohertz, I get an output on my Geiger counter. And if I adjust my frequency generator off of that ever so slightly, you can see I lose the output on the Geiger counter. Now if I go up above all the other frequencies, I don't seem to get an output all the way up to 2 megahertz, 2.1 megahertz. Going back down, whoop, going back down, we're at 1.3 megahertz, nothing on down until I get to around 3 kilohertz. Right there, I'm going to change the scale on my and there it is. So I'm pulling about 4 amps at about 14 volts. Now if I change my voltage ever, I lose the effect just a little bit. Or if I go over 15 volts, I lose the effect. I go back to around 14 volts, and the effect comes back. It's always around 4 amps with this particular setup. And let's see, yeah, there we go. But you can see, move the Geiger counter around a little bit. You can still see my output over here. Doesn't change. So I don't know if this is RF that's doing this, or if there's actually some nuclear output on at that particular frequency, current, and voltage. So I don't have the equipment to really determine whether there's any alpha, beta, gamma, or any other type of nuclear particles coming off of this core. It just seemed interesting that it was at such a specific frequency, voltage, and current that it occurred. So I can post my driver circuit if anybody's interested, although it's about the same as what everybody else has been using. And that's all I got. You guys have a good day. Thank you. Okay.